Alrighty, good afternoon and welcome to this week's grow log. This is actually the first grow log I've done in 2 weeks, so we're gonna catch up a little bit and try to keep it quick. Number one, I don't know if you saw the post about this guy, but this is Crazy Pants, the asparagus plant, and he's in this little tiny pot, and there's 5 stalks coming out of there. And you're not supposed to harvest them apparently for the first couple of seasons, so I believe this plant was 1 year old when I got it, so I just decided to let it go crazy, and it is so cool, because crazy does it go. It's all over the place, and it gets these beautiful little flowers on it. You can see those on my page a little better on a post from the other day. So that's Crazy Pants. I have indeed reordered some things with addition of some turkey pans so I can more successfully bottom water. So most things are now in these big aluminum pans. The morning glories have perked quite up, and I ran some strings from the chain that hangs my lights, and I'm now starting to train them up the strings. The main plan here is to have one stay back here and have the other one pulled out to the front, so that it'll be easier to keep them trained into their specific types. I think this is going to be super difficult and obnoxious, but I'm going to try. At any rate, I should get better plants than I had last year. It looks like one of my marigolds is getting a bud on it. My amaranth that was leggy seems to be somewhat recovered. Everybody's looking good. We did the garlic haircut the other day and made that oven-dried garlic greens. That went super well. So they've had their haircuts, but as you can see, they have grown back significantly since then. You can easily see where I trimmed them to, and this is about 4 or 5 days of growth. So I expect we'll be doing more garlic greens as a dried herb. My daturas have come back and are doing super good. I also have some nasturtium going now. Some vegetables over here. Purple cabbage, green cabbage. This is Kiwano melon or jelly melon. This is supposed to go super crazy and make like 90-foot vines. So I'm gonna see how it does with the outer fence of the garden. The bronze fennel is super fluffy still, very tall. I think he might be stunted, kind of like my dill here is starting to flower already inside, still in its cup, so probably gonna have to resow those. Have some healthy Roma tomatoes over here. A singular cabbage planted in February is going to be a really good size to put out in June. So the 1 plant per cup thing is probably gonna work. I'm gonna have to work on my thinning, but I am getting better with that. See, this one's only got like 4 in it instead of 72 like this other guy. Peppers are looking super healthy. I definitely have been in here thinning out quite a bit. We brought this guy down to 3 the other day. He's looking super happy. My pepper in a can is right here. But these are also looking super good, and I will definitely be planting my peppers. Well, I think the first brown didn't come up, if I remember correctly. February 11th. I will definitely be planting my peppers in February, that's for sure. I've been growing these little poppies in the cups, and this one opened today. This is my first ever homegrown poppy. Look at that beautiful pollen. Oh my goodness. So I had some pictures earlier in the week of the bud on this, and this morning it looked exactly the same. And I came down and checked everybody out, and he was looking just like he always did, and then I was over here futzing around doing a different video, and I just noticed that it was starting to open. So I've been getting to watch this beautiful guy open his beautiful bloom for the last few hours, and he's very small, obviously. I thought poppies took a lot longer to grow, so this will reach its maturity indoors, but I think I might be okay with that. I believe we have another bud coming. Yeah, there's another bud starting here. And I have several more plants as well. Isn't he beautiful? Oh my goodness. I'm just so obsessed with this little flower. Also, my borage is threatening to explode very soon. So this being a perennial, I don't really care how big or small it stays before it goes in the garden, because as long as I have a good root system established, I should continue to get these. My cantaloupe have come up. That's super fun. My African sunset thunbergia has emerged, which is super exciting for me. I'm really looking forward to growing those. Also have some zinnias popping up here. My butterfly pea does not look happy. I don't know what his problem is. That was a February 11th plant? No. March 1st. So he's been in there for a month and a half, and he's just so shrimpy and small. We'll see what happens, though. I'm starting to get some struggle bus on some of my tomatoes again. So we'll see what happens. It's just like these wilty leaves that crumble up and they just disintegrate into like nothing. I think it might be overwatering, so I'm gonna cut back on that again. I now have 3 chamomile flowers. I have one here, and one back there. So those are my beautiful flowers. Broadleaf sage is getting pretty tall. Can't wait to try some of that. The lovage is doing really nicely. Echinacea, not so much. So these are all the tomatoes, and then this guy back here, and then those back there are all tomatoes, also some here. But I did a separate video about why they're all different sizes, what the planting dates were, what the potting up schedule was, and what size pots I used. So you can check that out if you're interested. But we have like 3 different generations of, really 4 generations of tomatoes across the table, mostly from these 2, which were planted on March 3rd and April 14th. So this is April 14th, this is March 3rd. That one's February 11th with a pot up early, and then those are February 11th with a pot up of half that volume a little bit before that. And then these here were March 3rd also with a early pot up. So that's the brief version of my other video, I guess. Basils are coming along. These are the strawberries and the baby painted lady. The watermelon has gotten its first leaves, as well as the DGM melons. These don't seem to be doing very well. They might be tropical. That's an unknown plant. I know it's a melon, but I don't know what kind or where from. And it's gigundo, so I'm guessing it was grown somewhere super temperate. The peppermint and spearmint are doing really well. I mean, they're mint, so once you get them going, they do fine. But I'm super excited to have definitely classified and grown 2 separate plants of each type. I can't wait to start doing some tea comparisons. I also gave this moonflower a little trellis string. So there he is, and I just kind of wrap it around the stem like that, and they find their way. I might wind up having morning glories all over my dining room, but we'll see what happens. The rate at which they're growing is insane, so we'll see. These guys take their time a little more. Moonflowers are troublesome for me. I definitely have trouble getting them on a good... I've never gotten into flower. I can get them like 9 feet long, but I can't get them to flower. Anyway, so that's the painted lady. These are most of my squashes and zucchinis, and then we have a whole bunch of different cucumbers. Ground cherry has started to flower. Again, inside, but you know, it is what it is. They're in the tomato family, so I can pot them more deeply when I put them out, and we should be able to recover. Muscadine grape is just doing great. I'm super happy with that. And then we have some more zucchinis. Getting like loads of flowers over here already, and they're just so far away from going out, so I may have to re-sow these. I got some horseradish and started that as well. We'll see if that does anything at all. And then these are cucamelon. So I'm already loving these elegant little dainty tiny tendrils. So there's the end of it. He keeps wanting to go under the light. We're gonna have to figure something out for the upper climbing areas. Maybe I'll have to point one of these lights up. I don't know. It's gonna get crazy in here, I think. So yeah, anyway, there's my crazy zucchini flowers. My cucamelon. I love that beautiful painted lady. Look at this grapevine just raring to go. He's ready, boy. I also staked up, you can see in the back there, one of these zucchinis. I think this is butternut squash. So yep, that's our update on the plant babies. Everybody's coming right along. I moved the strawberries outside also, as well as a couple of other plants that were given to me, but they originated outside already for the year, so that's where we're at. Alright, peace out.